I've seen 7 physical therapists in the past 3 years for my quadriceps tendinopathy. These are the 3 biggest misconceptions and mistakes that you are currently making in your rehab program. What's going on, everyone? My name is Schaefer Bungay. I have quadriceps tendinopathy. I have for 3 years now, and I finally come to a place where I feel like I'm in control. I'm in the driver's seat of my tendinopathy and healing it. For 3 years, I had no idea what to do. I just couldn't figure out a way to get rid of my tendinopathy. And if you relate with this at all, please stick around. I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what not to do. First of all, this is a 3-part episode series. This first episode is on what not to do. And it's basically what I did for the first 3 years. And episode 2 is going to be going over exactly what to do. I'm going to line everything out for you guys. And then episode 3 is going to be about how to be consistent, because ultimately with tendinopathy, consistency is the most important thing. It's also the hardest thing. So you got to understand that. So yeah, I'm just going to give a quick story about my journey. First of all, so like I said, 3 years ago, I started noticing symptoms of tendinopathy. Fast forward to a couple months ago, I had seen probably 4 or 5 more experts, if you will, physical therapists, chiropractors, and I finally went to a sports medicine doctor here in Missoula. And the way that he described tendinopathy to me made everything make sense. It was incredible. I suddenly realized, oh my gosh, I have been doing the wrong thing for the past 2.5, 3 years. I got an online coach, and for the past 3 months, I have been consistently sticking to that protocol, and I have seen tremendous improvements in my tendinopathy and my knee abilities, if you want to call it that. So that's a little bit about my story. I'm going to get into the 3 biggest misconceptions on fixing tendinopathy. So number 1 is treating it as an inflammation problem. A lot of doctors that at least in my experience, I went to many physical therapists and doctors who basically prescribed me icing and resting and an absurd amount of ibuprofen. That'll help you. Tendinopathy is not an inflammation problem. That is tendinitis. Tendinitis is what a lot of people used to refer tendinopathy to. But tendinopathy is a loading and ability to tolerate load issue. So the way that my sports medicine doctor here in Missoula described it to me was, imagine you've got a braided rope, okay? It's hooked up to a Ford F-250 and let's say a wall or something you want to pull, okay? Stay with me. The braided rope has got slack in it, okay? What's going to be harder on that braided rope? If this Ford F-250, without taking out the slack, just all of a sudden hammers the pedal and goes 40 miles per hour and boom, yanks that braided rope, just completely straightens it, or is slowly releasing the slack and getting rid of all the slack and then slowly accelerating once you've gotten rid of the slack. Which one sounds more damaging to the rope? Well, obviously hammering, you could tell just by the way that I was portraying it, hammering on the gas pedal is going to be a lot more detrimental to the rope. You want to think of your tendons as that rope. That leads me into my second point. You don't want to just get rid of the weights. You don't want to just drop it. You don't want to just drop whatever you're doing. You need to zoom out, look at the bigger picture, look at what you're doing. Are you a Ford F-250 ramming that rope? Think about this. I was doing 160 pounds on leg extensions. I had no business lifting that much. I had to really yank it up. So what I'm here to tell you is, look at your sets. Do you have good form? Are you controlling the weight? If you're not controlling the weight and you have to, like on bench press, you have to use that bounce off of your chest just to get it up, you need to lower the weights. And that's what I wish someone would have told me right off the bat. So first thing, stop icing. Stop taking 2,100 milligrams of ibuprofen. Stop resting. Tendons need that tension to rebuild. The second thing, don't just stop. Don't just stop doing whatever you're doing and hope that your tendon will get better. If it does, great. It probably wasn't actually tendinopathy. It was probably something else. True tendinopathy takes slow, progressive loading of the tendon and increasing that load over time. So the third reason that your tendons are not healing in whatever rehab program that you are doing is because you don't have a plan. You don't have a structured plan. For months, I just did backwards treadmill walking, or I did leg curls first instead of doing something that involves my quadriceps tendon, right? Or every random Tuesday, I would do isometric knee extension holds. The reason your tendons are not progressing is because you don't have a structured plan. You don't understand tendinopathy enough that you have a set plan that you know will work. This is what I'm going to show you on episode 2. So stay tuned for that. But it comes down, the nitty gritty of it is you want to find that sweet spot. I already talked about this. You want to find that sweet spot where you're pushing the needle, you're loading that tendon enough, but not too much. So I'm going to tell you guys more about that on episode 2. Stay tuned. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to reply to you. And yeah, let's get it. I'll see you guys soon.